Hello, hello. Welcome to my space. I hope you are doing well. So, let's get into the treasure box and see what is coming up. What deck am I supposed to use? Let's see. Let's see. Ooh, the Panta Oracle. We haven't used this one for a while. So it is here. Let me just take it. Interesting. So let's see what we are talking about today. Is there a card stuck? Yeah, you understand? This is why I like boxes, because with boxes usually there is not always a card that is stuck. I hope you are doing good, that your weekend is going good. So let's see. Let's take 9 cards and see what's going on. Wait, I didn't use it for a while, as said, so I want to shuffle it very well. Thank you so much for your messages, for your comments to me. First of all, it's amazing to read you, and I also see that you support one another. I love it, you know, healing together. It's absolutely beautiful. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it so much. Don't feel that you have to. Of course, I understand that some people want to claim the reading, and I also appreciate the financial support, obviously. But don't ever feel that you have to, right? Important. It's important. So, let's get into it. What are the messages? What are... Oh, ho, 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 ho. The cards are falling. Okay, so the death card, I was hesitating, but considering how it was, I take it in reverse. We have the blind in the second position. Okay. Tell me more here. Self-love in reverse. Hesitation in reverse. Good news in the fifth position. And the card is a 6. It's a 42, but it's a 6. Accidents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's take 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we have daydream in reverse. And it is in the 7th position, which is the position of healing, growth, all those kind of things. So somebody here seems to be awakening. Fury in reverse. Okay, the blind here was in the 2nd position. So somebody here was blinded to something. Something was unknown to them. Something like that. They didn't see something related to you. Maybe they didn't see something coming, or they didn't see you, right? 1 second. So death in reverse. Something is not ending. 1 second. What is written here? Endless harm inevitable. Okay. So something was avoidable, but somebody was blind here related to you. Self-love in reverse. This is the driving energy. So somebody was operating from a lack of self. In the 4th position, we have hesitation in reverse, right? So the foundation here, somebody was very secure of themselves, while we know in fact that they were driven by a lack of self. So we are talking here about someone who is kind of a little bit stubborn, maybe. They are sure about themselves, no doubt, when in fact they are not acting from their higher self, right? With the self-love here in reverse, in the driving energy, we know that this person was driven by a lack of self. So lack of awareness, lack of self-awareness, maybe a lot of projections. There is here some kind of good news. Let me see here. First of all, yeah, it's 42, which is a 6. Encouragement, miracle, surprise. Okay. And then in the 6th position, what must be done? There is accident, danger, caution, injury. Yeah, somebody needs to pay attention. The accident here also, it's a 16, which is a 7. As said, 7, it is the number of healing, growth, spirituality, all those kind of things. Think about how the 7 looks physically. It is on the highest realm. It is very, very stable, and then it touches earth, right? For me, there is here something about manifestation in some kind of way. So, somebody here should be cautious. But as said, we are talking here about somebody who is a little bit stubborn, right? They are not in self-doubt, while they should be, because they are not seeing things clearly. Yeah, they need to stop daydreaming. There might be some kind of awakening here, right? With the daydream in reverse, because it's in reverse. It's also a card 61, which is also a 7, and it is in the 7th position. So I take this truly as a driving energy here. We have a lot of 7. This is 7. This is 7, 43. Okay. Justice in reverse, unfairness. This is the karma. The karma is justice in reverse. So somebody feels that people are unfair to them. Why do they feel that they are unfair to them? Because they are stubborn. So if they have a belief, they are staying in this belief. They are not questioning their belief. So they might be going through some kind of karma, which is totally legitimate. They are supposed to get into this karma because they were acting from a place of a lack of self, and they didn't want to hear it, right? The hesitation here is in reverse. They didn't want to hear it. We also are here with the number 2. So we are talking about relationships, right? They didn't want to hear it, so now there are consequences to their actions, and they feel that it is very, very unfair, right? There is here some kind of awakening, but I don't feel that it is like awareness, right? The awakening, it is that there is some kind of truth that came out. This is what I feel. Here, at the end, the outcome, it is fury in reverse. It is written offense, madness, unpleasantness, right? Number 74, which is an 11. Again, justice. The justice is also an 11. I love it. Okay, the 11 might also be the strength card sometimes in some decks. Yeah, so I kind of feel here that at the end of the day, somebody was very, very stubborn. They might have believed that you were coming from a place of anger, resentment, all those kind of things. But I kind of feel that at the end of the day, it was them. It was them. As we have the self-love here in reverse, the hesitation in reverse, this is somebody who is very unaware, right? And because of their unawareness, they are very stubborn also. They don't question themselves. They are acting the way that they are acting. They have their own beliefs, and they don't realize that, in fact, they might be totally delusional, right? With the death in reverse, I kind of feel also that they didn't want something to end. or they didn't see an ending coming. It might also mean that something is not ending, but it might be for the highest good, right? That there is no ending. We already saw it. Some people think that they can act in certain ways and then they just put it to the side and it doesn't exist anymore. What must be done? It is, the path shift, the test, the change would have been some kind of good news. It is written miracle, surprise, encouragement, right? They should have done this. This was something that could have changed the path, right? Okay. I kind of feel that somebody here is stopped because they thought that they could stay in this energy of doing whatever they were doing, but they were acting totally blindly. And I kind of feel that there is some kind of something that is happening here. I don't feel that there is an awakening, as said, in the sense of healing, but there is like a rude awakening. You understand? When life is slapping you back. This is kind of what I feel here. Let's take a deck and let's get deeper into that. It's a little bit confused, to be honest. So let's see what we should know about all of this. Just a reminder, this is a collective reading, which means that it's a group reading, which means that it might be for you, it might be partly for you, and it might not be for you. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't take on yourself a story that is not yours. You are already supposed to know what I'm talking about. If I am talking about masculines or feminines, I'm not especially talking about the gender. I'm talking about the energy from where someone is operating. So please apply it however it applies to the roles in your life, and this can be past, present, or future. So 1 second, let me just put those cards here. I just saw the gift in reverse also. Okay, so tell me here about the death in reverse. What should the collective be aware of here? Okay. Yeah, they were blinded to something here. Okay, 1 second. Those are all in reverse. Reverse, reverse, and reverse. Okay. 2 of Swords, 10 of Cups in reverse. Can you see all the cards? Yes, you can. Okay. So somebody was acting in a certain way, not realizing that at the end it would bring them to some kind of destruction of something really, really good. So I kind of feel that they never considered the fact that their actions would have consequences. It is like I kind of see in front of me the Knight of Wands in reverse. Somebody acting recklessly without considering the consequences of their actions. So the blind here also being in the second position, which is about the partnerships, the choices, the relationship, all those kind of things, they made choices being totally blind to the fact that there would be consequences to their actions, which of course sounds totally crazy. I don't understand how somebody might think that there won't be consequences to their actions. It might be that we are talking about someone, you know, who as a child was very, very charming, and so their parents have never make them accountable for their actions, right? And so now they stayed, thinking that they can get away of everything. Yeah, I kind of, to be honest, I kind of, it's not always the case, but often we can somehow, sometimes I'm watching true crime and things like this, and sometimes I see the psychological profile of the person that is on trial, and then I see the parent, how the parent of this person is, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? The parent needs to be in this trial. The parent needs to go to jail, because this is truly, it's not always the case, but very often we can truly see that there is here something, right? Tell me more here, please. What were they blind about? They were blind about the fact that you were not feeling in the cold, that you were not miserable. I kind of feel here with this Five of Pentacles in reverse that they thought that you were much weaker than what you are, right? Yeah, they didn't think that you would be so clear-minded. Knight of Swords, this is talking about seeing things very clearly. They might have, this tells me truly that they have underestimated you. They have underestimated you, right? I kind of feel here that we are talking about someone that for some reason they have been offended by you. Maybe because we are talking here about someone who's very stubborn, and it might be something ridiculous, that you have proved them that they were wrong and they cannot stand it. They cannot stand it. Right? We have the daydream here in reverse, right? So somebody had some kind of image about themselves. Some image about themselves. And I kind of feel that you kind of, not intentionally, but you brought them some kind of mirror, right? And I kind of feel that they didn't like it and they thought that they could put you in a miserable place. But this is telling me that they underestimated you. They thought that you were already maybe in a depression, that you were miserable, that you were shameful, all those kind of energies. They didn't see. This also tells me that you might had already been through a lot in your life. You had experience. You already had to awaken to some kind of realities about other human being. You were already in a path of awareness and self-awareness, right? So I kind of feel that you were in fact, let's say it like it is, somebody who is stubborn, at the end of the day, they are stupid also, right? Because they are stubborn, so they don't open their mind, and if you don't open your mind is kind of a closed entity, and nothing is getting into it, right? Because in order to elevate, you need to be open-minded. You have to take in new information. You have to be curious. You have to want to be wrong. No, but accept the fact that no ego there. There is no ego. You want to learn. You want to know. Some kind of humility. Here we are talking. I'm seeing like a brick wall. A brick wall. And so they might have judged you based on external things. For example, you might not have been in a relationship, and so it means that you are desperate for a relationship. You might not be beautiful according to the whatever, you are a little bit too fat, you are a little bit too skinny, or you don't have what you need to have wherever you need to have it because you have no muscles or no thing or no that. So they thought that you were insecure. You understand? Like putting you in boxes that doesn't align with you at all. So this is truly telling me that they were blind, in fact, to the fact that you were totally good and also that you had a lot of mental clarity. Self-love in reverse. Tell me more here, please. Once again, we are talking here about being closed off. Being closed off, right? It's not a person that realizes that they are in lack of self-love. We are talking here about someone who is not even questioning themselves. This is what I feel here, right? Yeah, this is what I feel. The Nine of Pentacles. It came in the upright. Let's check. What is the message here? Let's see. I kind of feel that they also thought that, this is what I explained to you before. They thought that you were in a lack of self-love, but it was based on their own beliefs, as said, because you are not looking a certain way, then for sure it means that you are insecure, right? Because you don't have this or you don't have that, it means that you are insecure, right? And so the Four of Cups here is that they thought that you would, that you are very protective of yourself, that you might even be in a depression when in fact you were just at peace with yourself. Some people will interpret your behavior in a certain way because this is their perception. For example, somebody might tell you something offensive and you might just leave and they will think that they succeeded to offend you when in fact you have too much self-love to even respond to that. You understand what I mean? I kind of feel that this is what we might be talking about here. Tell me more here, please, about the Four of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, Ten of Swords in reverse. Temperance. You are balanced. You are balanced. You are more balanced than they ever thought, right? I kind of feel truly that we are talking about someone who is kind of a little bit arrogant. A little bit arrogant, right? They think that they know better. They think that they are always right. When they don't question themselves, they don't... Yeah. Yeah, they somehow thought that you were closed off coming from a place of lack of self, when in fact, we have the totally different energy, right? You were closed off. We have the Nine of Pentacles here. The Nine of Pentacles, it is a little bit like the Empress energy. This is the minor arcana, and then we have in the major arcana, it corresponds kind of to the Empress. So you were closed off not because of a lack of self. You were closed off because you are not dealing with this bullshit. Right? You are somebody loving, caring, independent. There is a lot of independence here. I'm taking care of myself. I'm not counting on anyone to do anything for me. I am doing it by myself. I am very patient. but I don't need anyone, right? So they misinterpreted your protective reaction, because you see we have the Ten of Swords here, right? This is somebody who healed already, right? And Temperance, stability. It's also the Earth Angel energy. So you know your value. You are not dealing with this bullshit. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Regarding this hesitation in reverse. Yeah, listen. The reason why this person is not doubting themselves, questioning themselves, I kind of feel here that this is exactly what I told you before, right? The Ten of Pentacles is talking about legacy, it's talking about family, it's talking about community. We might be talking about someone here that for a reason or another, they have never been challenged. So, let's say, for example, just an example, it doesn't mean that this is the person, but the mentality, right? As I said, a parent that never makes them accountable for anything, right? They can charm their way out of anything. It might be, for example, a divorced parent, and so they are acting from a place of guilt. But being in this place of guilt, they are not operating the right way with their child. But another example, somebody who comes from a very a famous family or something like that. You know, we see in the news now all those people that are in very strong positions and they are doing whatever they want because they think that anyway, people, because they want to work with them, so they won't burn themselves, by attacking them. Or they think that they can always pay their way out, and if they cannot pay their way out, they can pay somebody to be out, if you understand what I mean. I kind of feel this kind of mindset here. This kind of mindset. Yeah. Truly thinking that they know better. I kind of feel here that we might also be talking about someone who has read one book about, I don't know, a manifestation, and now they think that they can rule the world. This is what I feel. Truly, somebody who doesn't question themselves, they think that they are better than others. We might, the word that's coming to me, it's a spiritual gangster, you know? Like someone who think that they have some kind of special power or special place. Yeah, I kind of feel a lot of arrogance here. A lot of arrogance. A lot of, I don't need to question myself because I'm superior. We might also be talking about, you know what? We might be talking about someone who their parents have told them they are some kind of genius, right? And so now, I don't know why, but I see in my mind, what is his name? You know, the person that went into this student thing and unalived 4 people? Cronenberg, what's his name? I don't remember. That he thought that he was superior to others, more intelligent than others, that nobody would ever catch him. You know, I kind of also feel that. A child that their parents, because of the school, I don't know why, but they knew that they were above, their intelligence is above the normal, and because of that, they thought that they were better than others, when in fact you might be scholastically, like for the school, you might have the intelligence that is above the average, but you might still be a total imbecile, you know? You might have no social skills, you might have no social intelligence. So, you know, intelligence, it's very varied. And so we might be talking about someone that was very, very good in school. So it's one form of intelligence. Doesn't mean that you are above others, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Good news. What should we know here about the good news? Okay, so the good news, it is that they are blocked. They are blocked. And people are taking distance of them. Okay. Tell me more here, please. Okay, so the good news is for you, in fact. This is the change that is operating right now. Yeah, people of their past. Let's see, the Three of Swords in reverse. People of their past, people of your past, understanding that you are you needed to protect yourself from this person for a reason or another. Tell me about those four cards that came out. The good news, the good news. Ten of Wands, they are burdened because you are seen as the somebody acting from a place of morality. Yes, so the good news it is that they don't have, yeah, they are playing the victim and they are blocked. Yeah, okay, so the good news it is that they are not getting any energy anymore. With the Page of Wands here, right? This is blocked energy. This is blocked energy. So it might be that there is some kind of something. This might also mean, for example, that we might be talking about someone who is a creative. If we are talking, for example, about an artist, they have no ability to create anymore. The Page of Wands in reverse. There is no more inspiration. There is no fire anymore, right? But what we are getting here, because we have the Eight of Cups, people distancing themselves, taking distance of this person. So this is kind of the energy that I feel here. We are talking here with the Six of Cups about the past, right? And I kind of feel that at the end of the day, I didn't feel here especially that we had other people involved, but I kind of feel now that there is something like that. Or we are talking about you who has blocked them, taken distance, healing your inner child. Yeah, there is here the element of healing the inner child. Tell me more about this good news. The Ace of Swords. The Eight of... Yeah. Listen, whatever they were doing here, right? Voilà. The good news, in fact, it is that the change that has occurred, it is because you have stopped putting energy into this person. You took distance and you healed. You healed of whatever they did to you. And so the Death in reverse. So they thought that there would be an ending. And there is no ending. Okay, so they thought that they did something that you would be blind to, that would destroy your self-love, right? Gaslighting. A lot of gaslighting here. They thought that you would doubt yourself, but you didn't. What you did instead, it is blocking this person out, taking distance, at least emotional distance, and heal. We have here a lot of healing. With the Six of Cups, healing the inner child, the Three of Swords in reverse, healing the betrayals that this person has done to you. Okay, and this is the good news. This is what you needed to do because this is what created some kind of downfall. Let's check here the accident. Tell me more about the accident. The Ace of Swords in reverse, the Five of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Four of Wands in reverse. Lies, manipulation, trying to convince. We have here the energy of the Five of Wands. This is somebody who is competing with you. Considering here that we are talking about someone who is very, very stubborn, I kind of feel that this person knew that you were right in whatever you said, but as they are stubborn, they thought that they could manipulate you in some kind of way in order to make you doubt yourself. It didn't work. It didn't work, right? Because whatever they told you, you blocked it out. You blocked it out and you took emotional distance of this person or this situation here, right? This gave you back your power. And this has destroyed their stability. So the accident here, in fact, it is the fact that you could perceive their manipulations and the fact that they were trying to win at all costs. And this created the accident. The moment that you could see, you were not confused anymore. You were not confused anymore about who they are and how they are able to act. And this is the moment that, in fact, it created the downfall. Because I kind of feel here that they thought that you would get over something that they did, but you didn't. You didn't get over it. And you didn't get over it because it showed to you a pattern of behavior of theirs. But because, as said, we are talking here about someone who is not in self-questioning, they might know that they are stubborn, right? But they take it as a joke, you know? They take it as a joke. There is, I tell you, I can feel some kind of arrogance here. You know, there is some kind of karma happening here, and they think that it's unfair. While it is totally fair. Karma is always fair. It's the consequences of your actions. But they consider it to be unfair. Because they kind of feel that they have some kind of, I don't know, are we talking about I kind of feel that we are talking about someone who, for some kind of reason, they think that they have some kind of privilege and that it comes with other people needing to bow down to them. Right? Tell me more here, please, about this accident. King of Cups. Yeah, they never thought They never thought that you would they thought that you would question yourself. They thought that you would be stuck in your own mind. This is what they thought. They never thought, right, that you would just see the situation for what it is, that you would see here that they have no problem to lie, to manipulate, to gaslight, to do whatever they need to do because they are competing with you. They are competing with you. King of Cups, Judgment in reverse, Death. This is what they didn't expect. They didn't expect you. I kind of feel that at the end of the day, they feel humiliated and they feel even more, you know, it's truly, I truly feel someone who could do whatever they wanted and there was never any consequences for their actions. This is what I feel. This is what I feel. And so I feel that this death in reverse, it is the consequences of their action that they never saw coming. Because they were kind of this, this self-belief that they have some kind of protection, you know? Yeah. You know, it's like those people who think that they are spiritually superior in some kind of way. And in fact, they are extremely arrogant. Extremely arrogant. You know? And so they think that they are protected by the highest. And so whatever they are doing, you know, they are supported by the highest because whatever and whatever. And they impose themselves on others and they think that there would be no consequences. And they are acting in the most terrible ways because they don't question themselves, right? And they have this entitlement and this arrogance. I am above others, right? The moment that you think that you are above others, it makes you under everyone, right? This is the kind. This is the kind. Okay, tell me here about the daydream in reverse. The moment that you took distance here, everything went so well for you. So well for you. So you understand that somebody who think that they are superior and that they can do whatever they want and there will be no consequences, right? And what they see is that the moment that you are taking distance, right, because you see that they are not acting from a place of alignment, of higher self, that there is some kind of stubbornness, entitlement, arrogance, right? So you decide to take distance. The Wheel of Fortune. Things are going great for you. So this is a rude awakening. Because, you know, I kind of feel with all the energy that I'm feeling from this person, right? The psychological profile that I feel that we are talking about here. It's the kind of person that if you prove them wrong, which you somehow did, I don't think that you wanted to offend them in a certain way. I don't think that this was your goal. But as we are talking here about somebody stubborn and arrogant, thinking that they are above others, it's quite obvious that they wanted to see you struggle, right? Because they are in this energy, if you hurt me, the highest will punish you, you know? But they are not acting from their higher self. They think that they are better than others. They think that they have some kind of protection when they are not protecting anyone. You have some kind of protection if you are truly one of the most important qualities, it is humility. Humility. It's the opposite of what we have here. There is no humility here, zero. So they want to see you be punished because you dare to offend them. And what they are seeing, it is the opposite. And this is a very, very rude awakening for them. Very rude awakening. And this is why they think that it's unfair. Because they thought that, you know, they were superior. They cannot do wrong. Right? Yeah, we are here talking about somebody who's a little bit delusional. A little bit delusional, right? They think that they have some kind of moral and spiritual superiority when they have absolutely none. Absolutely none. Tell me more here, please. Justice in reverse. Look. I'm asking about justice in reverse. Justice comes out. They are so arrogant that when the justice is coming, we are here in the place of karma, right? What goes around comes around. What you took out is coming back to you. It is the justice, but for them they are so arrogant. And they think so much that they can do whatever they want, that when justice comes along, they think that it's unfair. Understand? Yeah, look. Very, very uncomfortable because now they are very confused. You understand? I truly feel here that there is something about this person's mental health, right? Because they are confused. The moon here, it is they are confused. Yeah, there are all kind of messages coming in. There was somewhere else that I saw a message that they were trying to block. Here with the page of wands in reverse, it might also talk about a message that they are trying to block. But I kind of feel that the message is coming to them and it's very, very confusing. Because it might even come from the law. And they feel that it's very, very unfair. Right? So they did something that is against the law. And they think that the law coming to them, it came out like that. The law coming to them for things that they have done in the dark, hidden. Right? They think that it's unfair. You understand the level? This is the level that we are talking about here. With the moon card here, what I feel, we might be talking about someone who thinks so highly about themselves, right? The law is nothing. They are above the law, right? This might be stalking, hacking. This is what we might be talking about, right? Yeah. They are very, very confused about the justice coming after them. Because they thought, as said, Fury in reverse. Tell me. Okay, the outcome, they wanted to frustrate you, right? They wanted you to be furious. This is what they want. The outcome is that at the end of the day, we are talking about the law here once again. The Queen of Swords, mental clarity, seeing things, expressing yourself very, very clearly. And what you have experienced, what you have expressed, or what you have seen, it is this person acting in the most amoral, with no morality, no ethics, no values. Somebody thinking that they deserve some kind of authority when in fact they shouldn't, right? Yeah, you had the ability here to see what was coming. you had the ability somehow, listen, it's kind of obvious here that we are talking about someone that couldn't stand the fact that you were right about something. You said something, right? And you were right. And it proved to this person that they were wrong. We are talking here about someone very arrogant, very entitled, thinking that they are superiorly intelligent than others, that they are superiorly protected by the highest for some kind of reason, right? And so they couldn't stand it, right? So they wanted to see you down. So they might have done something because we have the justice here. Listen, in the karma, we have this justice in reverse, and then the explanation, it is the justice in the upright, right? So the karma is that they think that everything is very unfair what is happening to them right now, but in fact it is fair, and it might even be the justice, right? Might be the justice. So 11:11. So yeah, I kind of feel here, when I see the Wheel of Fortune, very often I also feel that it might be fated. I already talked about it, that I kind of feel that you might have been into this person's life in order to take them down, because we are not just talking about someone who is very arrogant and they think that they are superior, and they are very stubborn, and they don't want to listen to anyone, right? But I kind of feel that we are talking here about someone who doesn't respect anything. They don't respect the law. They think that they are above the law. They think truly that they can do whatever they want. Right? And I kind of feel here that because you have some kind of mental clarity, you might have expressed something, right? And because you could see what was coming. You might have told to this person, listen, if you do this or that, this will happen to you. Or maybe you should see things, you might have just given them an advice at the end of the day, right? Kind of feel that we have this person coming up over and over again. Let's go to closure here. What is the closure? What should the collective be aware of? Why did it all come up here? Yeah, they needed you to be angry, they needed you to be reactive, but you were not, because you were able to see what was going on. You might have been angry about things that they did. You might have been sad, deceived, all those kind of things. But I kind of feel that they thought that you would stay in this energy of anger, and because they are projecting themselves. We are talking here about somebody very arrogant when you are somehow questioning something about them, or their beliefs or whatever. They are truly, because they are so arrogant, they are also, they are burning themselves with their own anger, in fact, right? Closure, please. Kind of opposite energies here, right? They have totally lost themselves. I kind of feel that they are awakening to the fact that no, they are not spiritual, they don't have some kind of spiritual superiority on others, right? Because what are they seeing? They are seeing that you are winning, right? And so if they were right about everything, and if they were this, and if they were that, and if they were, excuse me, I moved the camera, if they were intellectually superior to you, and if they had a closer place to God than you, right? Then they would be winning. It's not the case. It's not the case. So I kind of feel that this narrative that they set to themselves, I think that they are falling from that. I think that they are falling from that. Right? Because at the end of the day, you might truly be trying to work from your higher self. You have a real morality, right? You are acting from a place of trying to be very ethical, very fair, right? So if already someone would have a closer place to the highest, it is you, right? If already, because you are humble, you are truly questioning yourself and trying to do the best. This is the kind of person that you know, it's kind of a person that they think that they are the highest, in fact, right? So this is the yeah, totally blind. Totally blind. Yeah. They thought that they would never be consequences for their actions because they think that they have some kind of, it's like a child that has grown up and their parents have told them that they are superior to everybody else, that they are better than everybody else. You are the best. You are the best. You understand? And this person, as an adult, still think that they are better than anyone else based on nothing. Based on nothing. Yep. Is there something else here? Page of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. Four of Swords, the Sun in reverse. They are totally confused. They are totally confused because it is seen who they are. Yeah, they are blocked. The Chariot in reverse. They cannot defend themselves. Yeah, they are totally delusional. Listen. Yeah, they are comparing themselves to... You understand that all this... I am better than others, they spend their time comparing themselves to others, right? They are nothing without this arrogance. Yeah, I kind of feel that they are truly awakening to a very, very, very important but very rude, it's a very rude awakening. Because they truly thought that they had some kind of, I don't know what, right? And I'm sorry if you are the kind of person that is doing that. In my comments saying, I am a superior chosen one, right? The only fact that you think this way, it means that you are not. Because all of us are chosen. All of us. Not everybody chooses the highest, but the fact that you are coming and saying that, or that you have a particular place for the highest, right? The fact that you are saying this about yourself, it just means that you are arrogant, and it just means that you are not, right? Because truly somebody who is truly doing the work, they are not in this arrogance. So the only fact that you are saying that says a lot. It says a lot, right? This moral, this spiritual superiority just shows how you are not. I'm sorry to say that, but I need to say that. Because sometimes I see that in the comment, and I'm trying to put people, kindly explain to them, maybe you should see things differently, because this, I'm not saying it, but it sounds very, very narcissistic, right? And somebody who truly is close to the highest, they are working for the highest. And there is some kind of humility, and there is certainly not, I am superior than others, right? Just to be clear. So this being said, I will leave it here. I kind of hope that it was helpful. I don't know why it came up. Maybe you can tell me. Yeah, once again, I kind of feel here that it is about your role in people's life, why you are going through some kind of experiences. Um, yeah, by just being yourself at the end of the day, it's bothering people and it's not bothering for no reason, but at the same time, it is also very, very important, right? So, I will leave it here. I'll see you in the comments. Until very, very soon. Bye.